Hi there, book friends. This week I've had a rough go with my reading. I have not read as much as I'd like to. I started a couple of books and I haven't finished them, and it's not that I don't intend to finish them. They're not a DNR or DNF. Sorry. Do not resuscitate. So it could be the same thing. But I'm trying to get all the lingo. But I am a mood reader, and it feels like, I don't know. So this week I started Wolf at the Table, and I'm about halfway through. And while I'm enjoying it, it's pretty heavy, and there's getting a point where I'm not sure I'm buying what's being sold. I'm not sure that the circumstance that are being portrayed are at all believable, but I will probably finish it. I will go back, I'll pick it up. It's just not right now. I've got other things going on, and I just don't want to get mired in the emotional baggage for this one right now. I'll go back to it. It's a definitely I'll finish, but just not right now. The other one that I started that I am enjoying, but my Libby was up, and so I had to, it went back, is The Reading List. And this is told from a couple of different characters' point of view, but the widower, Mukesh, I love him. I love him, and he is discovering the joys of reading, so it's very enjoyable. I don't know that I'd want to attempt this without the Audible, just because of the names, and his accent is so delightful, and it reminds me of being in India, and really sweet. So I will finish this. I want to get the recording. I want to get the audiobook back, and so I might be in line until I do. So I will finish it. Really fun. Mukesh is just a great character. And so my April to be read list, the TBR list, is comprised of 2 book clubs. The first one is Ordinary Grace, and I know this has been around a long time. I've owned this for several years. It's about so Minnesota, 1961. The twins were playing their debut season. Ice cold root beers were selling out at the soda counter of the drugstore. Comic books, the mainstay of every barber shop. And 13-year-old Frank Drum, a preacher's son, it was a grim summer with death visiting frequently and assumed many forms: accident, nature, suicide, and murder. And so I believe this is told from Frank's perspective 40 years later, so he's looking back on this time. And I'm really looking forward to this one. It sounds very interesting and sad and joyful all at the same time. I don't know, but I'm really looking forward to it. The other one for my other book club is The Lies We Leave Behind, and I'm not looking forward to this one near as much. It may prove to be one of my favorite books. I don't know. It's I think World War II, 1943. She a nurse, nurse. She's kind of in the front lines, and then she gets moved back to the countryside, the English countryside. She falls in love, but then she has to go back to the front. Will she make it back? You know, that sort of thing. You know, if it relies too much on the romance, I'll probably tap out, but we'll see. We'll see if it's, I'm gonna give it a go. So the next book that's on my list, it's on my list because I own it and because it was available on audiobook. And I did buy this book strictly for the cover. Isn't it great? Look at that. It's spectacular. I think it says that it's told from 9 readers. 10 Changed Lives. So, you know, I like it when it's all woven together. These threads come together and people's lives touch that they wouldn't normally touch. So this one I'm looking forward to. And also, same reason for this one, The House Girl. It became available on the Libby, so I owned it. I had it on, you know, the Libby audio. So this one I think goes back and forth. It's a modern day lawyer who's fighting for reparations, and it's told from her point of view and a slave. She's a 17-year-old house slave who tends to the mistress of a Virginia tobacco farm. The mistress of the house is an aspiring artist. So I imagine these stories all collide in an interesting way. So I have that one, and I have one more. I don't have the physical copy. This book has been in and out of my hands to read, to purchase. I don't know why I haven't quite done it yet. But our local library doesn't have the best selection of books in, you know, physical form. They're all pretty old, and there's not much new there. So this is Tom Lake. I'll put a little picture here. I've seen it, like I've had it in my hand to buy at the used bookstore, at Target, at Barnes & Noble. I don't know why I haven't pulled the trigger, but I did an interlibrary loan, and it's available on Libby. So that's what I decided to do, and it's ready. I just have to go pick it up. So that's my April TBR and my did not finish for the week books, but I will. Particularly the reading list, I'll pick that up as soon as I can get the Audible portion. I don't know, that's not right. It's the audiobook. Do you guys do Audibles, and is it worth the subscription? I'm not quite sure that it would be worth it to me, because I don't know. I do have some. I have some big books. Did you do a big book in March? I purchased this one, and I purchased that is I shouldn't say this one. I didn't read it in March, but I purchased it. I actually purchased it before, and it was a used book, so it took a while to get here, but I got it in March. And y'all, the print is small, so this is a big, big book. I wonder what the first sentence is. Have you read A Suitable Boy? It's on a lot of lists. Let's see. The acknowledgments are on the beginning. Ooh, I do love when we have a genealogical tree. That is very helpful. So the first sentence says, "You two will marry a boy I choose," said Mrs. Rupa Mehra firmly to her younger daughter. Okay. I can get into that. And the other one, I said I purchased a big book for March. Again, a used copy. I have to say, Wally Lamb wrote She's Come Undone, which was the very first book when it came out, and I was doing Oprah's book club. When it came out, I called in sick. I stayed up all night reading it, and I called in sick to work to finish it. The only time that's ever happened. So I thought, ooh, I should try his other book. I didn't read this. I Know This Much Is True. It was also a used book. I think I got it from Aspen Book Company. I do love a used book if it's well loved, right? And this says, on the afternoon of October 12th, 1990, my twin brother Thomas entered the Three Rivers, Connecticut Public Library, retreated to one of the rear study corrals, and prayed to God the sacrifice he was about to commit would be deemed acceptable. I don't know what it's about. I bet lots of you have read this. It's a pretty big book. It's 800 and almost 900 pages. If I could get to the end here. Yeah, with the source. So it's 897, almost 900. When will I read it? Very good question. I don't know. And I also have the desire to read Pillars of the Earth. And I know Ken Follett here. I know a lot of people love this book. Unfortunately, I saw the miniseries about 14 dozen times. So I'm afraid that it may have impressed upon me to the extent that I'll have a hard time not seeing those established actors as the characters. You know what I mean? Sometimes when that's the exposure first, it's very hard to create something different than what the actors and directors had in your head. And it's a big book. But man, if you don't read it, the miniseries is superb. Anyway, I don't want to drone on. It's already been too long a video for what it is. It's sort of what I'm doing. I hope that my little dry spell gets better. And until next time, keep reading.